Good afternoon, student. This is the lecture number 17 from unit number 5. Today we are going to study the remaining heat treatment process, that is normalizing and hardening process. Okay. In the previous lecture we have studied what are the principles of heat treatment process, what are the objectives of the heat treatment process, and a classification of heat treatment process. In the classification of heat treatment process we have studied first process is aniline. In aniline, full aniline, process aniline, periodizing aniline. These are the different three processes of aniline we have studied in the previous lecture. Then normalizing, hardening, that two processes we will study in the today's lecture. Okay. So first in that we will have to study the normalizing process. In normalizing process, the heating of the steel above 40 to 50 degrees Celsius above upper critical temperature for both hypoeutectoid and hypereutectoid steel. Now we know that the all the heat treatment processes are carried out at a eutectoid temperature, that is 727 degrees Celsius. Okay. Now whatever the iron carbon diagram we have studied till now, that complete diagram is divided into two types of steel, or what we can say that divided into alloy steel and cast iron. Whatever that portion of the alloy steel from 0.008 up to 2% carbon, that portion is again divided into hypoeutectoid and hypereutectoid steel, is it? So in that case, that normalizing heat treatment process is carried out above the upper critical temperature only. Okay, that full annealing process is carried out for hypoeutectoid, it is above upper critical temperature, and for hypereutectoid it is above lower critical temperature. But what is the difference between normalizing and full annealing process? The complete normalizing process is carried out above upper critical temperature. Okay, and the full annealing process is carried out for hypoeutectoid above upper critical temperature, for hypereutectoid above lower critical temperature. That is the major difference in normalizing and full annealing process. Okay, and the temperature is what? 40 to 50 degrees Celsius, and in case of the full annealing it is 20 to 30 degrees Celsius heating is done. Okay. Now what is explained here? The heating of the steel above 40 degrees Celsius to 50 degrees Celsius above upper critical temperature for both hypoeutectoid and hypereutectoid steel, holding the steel component for short time. Holding the means whatever the component we are or on which component we are performing the heat treatment process, that is for short period of time at this temperature for homogeneous austenitization. Means suppose there is some rectangular slab, it's considered as a component, and we are going to perform the heat treatment process normalizing. Okay. Now in that case, for how much time we will maintain that temperature, that is depending upon the homogeneous austenitization. Homogeneous austenitization means what? The complete transformation of austenite to other form. That is important. That's why we will have to kept in mind that we will have to maintain that certain period of time depending upon the complete austenitization. Austenite means what? The perlite and alpha ferrite will completely transform to austenite, or austenite will transform to perlite and alpha ferrite. Okay. So vice versa. Cooling the hot steel component to room temperature in steel air. The medium used for normalizing process for particular cooling, that is steel air. Is it? Means from we are performing the heat treatment above 910 degrees Celsius, that is above upper critical temperature, and plus 40 to 50 means it will be 950 degrees Celsius. From 950 degrees Celsius to room temperature, whatever the cooling process we will follow, that cooling process or that specimen we will cool in a steel air. Okay. Due to the air cooling, what will happen? The normalized component slowly, slightly different structure and properties than aniline component. Okay. What objectives will obtain or perform? The due to the air cooling, normalized component shows slightly different structure अँड प्रॉपर्टीज दॅन द ॲनिलिन कंपोनंट. आता इथे जर आपण 3 ॲनिलिन प्रोसेस पाहिल्या, फुल ॲनिलिन प्रोसेस आहे, प्रोसेस ॲनिलिन प्रोसेस आहे आणि स्पिरोडायझिंग. तर त्याच्यामध्ये आणि नॉर्मलायझिंगमध्ये डिफरन्स काय आहे की इथे काय होतं की काही स्लाइटली डिफरंट प्रॉपर्टीज मिळतात ॲज कम्पेअर टू द ॲनिलिन प्रोसेस. इट प्रोड्युसेस अ मायक्रोस्ट्रक्चर कन्सिस्टिंग ऑफ फेराइट अँड पर्लाइट, ओके, फॉर हायपोयुटेक्टेड स्टील अँड पर्लाइट. Is it means what is mentioned here that hyperutected स्टील जो आहे किंवा हायपोयुटेक्टेड स्टील आहे ज्यामध्ये काय 0.008 पासून तर 0.8% कार्बन आहे, त्यामध्ये काय चेंजेस येतात, तर तो जो स्टील आहे तो फेराइट आणि पर्लाइटमध्ये ट्रान्सफॉर्म होतो की ज्याचं स्ट्रक्चर कसं आहे, व्हाईट आहे फेराइटसाठी आणि पर्लाइटचं आहे डार्क, ओके. आणि पर्लाइट आणि सिमेंटाईट फॉर हायपोयुटेक्टेड स्टील, म्हणजे जो स्टील आहे ज्याच्यावर आपण ही ट्रीटमेंट प्रोसेस परफॉर्म केली आहे त्यामधला जो हायपोयुटेक्टेड स्टील आहे त्यामध्ये परत 2 स्ट्रक्चर मिळतात, दॅट इज पर्लाइट आणि सिमेंटाईट, ओके. मीन्स इन दिस नॉर्मलायझिंग प्रोसेस द स्लाइटली different structures and properties are obtained as compared to the aniline process, and in case of the hypereutectoid we will obtain ferrite and perlite, and in case of the hypereutectoid steel we will obtain perlite and cementite, okay. This we can observe in case of the this diagram, okay. In this diagram we can observe that this is the iron carbon diagram. Again, on x-axis there is a percentage of carbon, on y-axis there is a temperature, okay. And that we already explained that in case of the normalizing process, the complete normalizing process is performed above the upper critical temperature, and that 40 to 50 degrees Celsius means 910 plus approximately 40 to 50 degrees Celsius means 950 degrees Celsius, okay. So steel is heated above 9 means at or above 950 degrees Celsius. That temperature is maintained for certain period of time and cool to room temperature. This is the process of normalizing. Now नॉर्मलायझिंग प्रोसेस आपण कोणत्या स्टीलवर परफॉर्म करतो ज्यावर हॅमरिंग झालेली आहे इन ऑर्डर टू ट्रान्सफॉर्म दॅट रॉ मटेरियल इंटू सर्टन डिझायर्ड शेप. रोलिंग परफॉर्म केलेली आहे त्या कंपोनंटवर किंवा बेंडिंग प्रोसेस थ्रू दॅट स्टील हॅज टू बी or has been passed, okay. In that case whatever the stresses develop in the steel that will be removed by using this normalizing process. आता काय होते आफ्टर नॉर्मलायझिंग काय होते, द न्यू ग्रेन साइज विल बी फॉर्म, machinability will increase, softness of the material will increase and grain structure refine. grain structure काय होते, रिफाईन होते. आणि कूलिंग मीडियम कोणतं वापरलं असते, दॅट इज स्टील एअर. फ्रॉम 950 डिग्री सेल्सिअस टू रूम टेम्परेचर द cooling medium is steel air, okay. So this is nothing but the normalizing process. The difference between normalizing and full aniline I have already explained you. In case of the full aniline process, the heating will be done in this region, okay. For hypoeutected steel it is above upper critical, and for hypereutected steel that is above lower critical. Lower critical temperature means 727 degrees Celsius, okay. And here slowly cool in steel air. In that case of a full aniline process, the cooling is done in the furnace, okay. So this is nothing but the normalizing process. Now objectives, what are the different objectives we will solve after that performing the normalizing process. That objectives solve are the material will become softened, the metal will become softened, refined grain structure will form. We know that in a cold working process and hot working process, the recrystallization temperature or recrystallizations of the grain will form, and that refining grains will impart the different desirable properties to the steel, okay. So that's why the important objectives are by using performing this normalizing heat treatment process. Improve machinability after forging and rolling. That I have already shown in the previous slide. That is, whatever the steel has to be passed through forging, rolling, okay. Because of that the stresses will develop in the steel, and in order to remove the stresses, what we will have to do, we will have to perform that normalizing process, and after performing the normalizing process, that hardness produce because of the presence of stresses in the steel component, the machinability will decrease. But after carrying out the normalizing process, the machinability of that steel component will increases. Then improve structure of the weld, means whatever the heat treatment process we have performed on the welded component or welded steel, that structural changes will take place on the welded material. Okay, and prepare steel for sub heat treatment process. Sub heat treatment process means under heating. Okay, so these are the different what we can say, that these are the different uh, objectives served by performing the normalizing heat treatment process on the steel. Okay, so this is nothing but the normalizing heat treatment process. The next heat treatment process is hardening, and it is also known as a hardening by quenching process. Is it? Then in case of the hardening process, what heating process we will follow, that is explained over here. The steel is heated above 20 to 30 degrees Celsius above the upper critical point for hypoeutectoid steel, and 20 to 30 degrees Celsius above lower critical point for hypoeutectoid steel. Now here we can compare with the full aniline process. The above upper critical temperature and above lower critical temperature, that heating process is same, but the temperature range is different. There we heat that steel component, in case of the full aniline we heat that steel component above 30 to 50 degrees Celsius. Here we heat above 20 to 30 degrees Celsius. This is the one difference. And second difference is that whatever the steel we have cooled to room temperature by slowly, but in case of the hardening process we rapidly or quenched in a suitable medium such as water, oil or molten salt bath. But in case of the full aniline process, what we will do, we will cool that steel component to room temperature very slowly. Okay, and in a furnace. Okay, cooling medium is furnace. Is it? Means what? In case of the hardening process for hypoeutectoid steel, we heat that component above upper critical temperature, that is 20 to 30 degrees Celsius, and in case of the hypereutectoid steel we heat that steel component above lower critical, that by 20 to 30 degrees Celsius, and held that temperature for 15 to 30 minutes per 25 millimeter of thick component. आता बघा, एक स्लॅब आहे आपल्याकडे, स्टील स्लॅब, आणि त्याची जर थिकनेस 25 सेंटीमीटर असेल, मिलीमीटर असेल, then we will maintain that temperature for 15 to 30 minutes. Suppose that thickness of the specimen will be 50 millimeter. In that case we will heat that or maintain that temperature for 30 to 60 minutes. Okay, depending upon the thickness, proportionately time will be increases. Okay, and here what are the different medium we will follow, that is water, oil or molten salt bath. Means depending upon the cooling medium, different structural changes will occur in case of the output product of the hardening process. Okay, here we can observe, means different, by using the different heat treatment process or by using the different cooling medium, different structural different structure we will obtain. The structure obtained on water quenching, on hardening of medium carbon steel, it is represented by figure number A. Structure obtained on oil quenching, it is obtained by structure number B. And on cooling the steel in a molten salt bath, in that case whatever the structure we will obtain, that is represented by diagram C. Okay, so in case of the water quenching or what rapid quenching or water means rapid quenching in a water, whatever the structure observed, that is represented by some dark color spike like structure, or what we can say, that the fin like structure. Okay, triangulated fins having pointed tips, dark pointed tips. And in case of the oil quenching medium, whatever the structure, that is very fine structure having certain thin spikes structure will be observed. And in case of the molten salt bath, here certain some prints like a triangulated dark shape will obtained by using the molten salt bath used as a cooling medium. Okay, so this is nothing but the hardening process. This we will understand by using the diagram. Here we can observe diagrammatic representation of the heat treatment process. Okay, so in that case, again on x-axis there is a percentage of carbon given, on y-axis there is a temperature is given. Okay, and here the heating process is shown over here. For hypoeutectoid steel, the component is heated above upper critical temperature, that is 20 to 30 degrees Celsius. In hypereutectoid steel, the component is heated above lower critical temperature by 20 to 30 degrees Celsius. Okay, so this is nothing but the heating above 20 to 30 degrees Celsius at for hypoeutectoid steel and hypereutectoid steel. Okay, so and maintaining that soaking time means what? The particular time period for which we maintain the temperature of the steel component in order to homogeneous austenitization of the steel. Now आता बेसिकली ही जी प्रोसेस आहे ही कोणत्या स्टीलवर परफॉर्म करतात किंवा कोणत्या कंपोनंटवर परफॉर्म केली जाते इन ऑर्डर टू इन्क्रीज दी हार्डनेस, दॅट इज टूल रेझर ब्लेड्स. आता जे कटिंग टूल्स आहेत, HSS कटिंग टूल्स आहे किंवा कार्बाइड टूल्स आहे किंवा डायमंड टूल्स आहेत, in order to increase the cutting ability of that tool, the hardness property must be there, and in order to increase the hardness property of the steel, the heat treatment is followed, or heat treatment is performed on the cutting tools and razor blade. Razor blades means what? Whatever the razor blades we will use for shaving. Okay, the cutting edge of the steel must be hardened. That's why the heat treatment, that hardening heat treatment is performed on the razor blades. Here few more structures are shown over here. Whatever the austenite on which we will perform that hardening heat treatment, by using the different cooling medium, different structures will obtain. Here austenite is transformed to martensite by rapid quenching in water. Okay, आणि त्याचं जे प्रॉपर्टी ती कशी हार्ड आणि ब्रिटल. जी martensite is the toughest and hardest structure out of the other structure. Okay, suppose we are using the cooling medium for austenite as a oil. In that case, very fine pearlite structure will observe. Very fine pearlite structure observe. आता जर याच्यामध्ये जर पाहिलं आपण, ऑस्टेनाइट जर एअरमध्ये कूल केला तर फाईन परलाइट मिळतं, आणि ऑस्टेनाइट जर आपण फर्नेसमध्ये कूल केला तर कोर्स परलाइट मिळतं. बरोबर आहे. सो डिपेंडिंग अपॉन द डिफरंट स्ट्रक्चर वी कॅन ऑब्झर्व हिअर martensite, very fine perlite and coarse perlite. The martensite is the toughest phase out of the all these structures observed here. Means suppose we are following the heat treatment in water, heat treatment in oil, air and furnace. Out of that all the four medium, whatever the output product obtained from austenite, that is martensite, which is hard and brittle phase. Okay, and it is not any of use for the इंजिनिअरिंग ॲप्लिकेशन. जो martensite मिळतो तो martensite कोणत्याही ॲप्लिकेशनसाठी ॲप्लिकेबल नाही आहे. म्हणजे जसं आपण फ्रेम स्ट्रक्चर बनवलं, ब्रिजेस स्ट्रक्चर आहे किंवा स्ट्रसेस आहेत, रेल्वे स्टेशनवर जे स्ट्रसेस पाहतो, तर त्यामध्ये martensite आपण ॲज अ रॉ मटेरियल म्हणून यूज नाही करू शकत, बिकॉज ऑफ द हार्डनेस अँड ब्रिटलनेस प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ दॅट फेज. इज इट? सो in order to use that martensite usable, okay, so tempering process is performed on that martensite, that we will see in the next process. But till now it is kept in mind that whatever the hardening process we will perform, that is performed on the cutting tools and razor blades. Means the cutting ability of the tool must be more, and for that purpose we use the hardenability heat treatment process or hardening heat treatment process. And for hypoeutectoid we heat that steel above upper critical temperature 20 to 30 degrees Celsius For hypoheat treated, we heat that steel component above lower critical, that is 20 to 30 degrees Celsius. Okay, and that temperature is maintained depending upon the thickness of the specimen. Is it? So this is nothing but the, what we can say, that hardening heat treatment process. Now, what are the objectives of the hardening heat treatment process? The objectives: it increase the wear resistance, improve strength, toughness, and ductility. So ductility is very negligible, but strength and toughness increases. Okay, enable steel to cut अदर मेटल्स. जसं मी तुम्हाला सांगितलं की जर कटिंग ॲबिलिटी इन्क्रीज करायची झाली तर व्हॉट वी विल डू, वी हॅव टू परफॉर्म द hardening heat treatment process on that cutting tools, razor blades, and other cutting materials. Okay, like as hacksaw or other cutting materials. Okay, so that the cutting ability of that steel will increases. Okay, so depending upon that we will